three-point percentage. Brown, Mourning leads the league in block shots. Leonard and Hardaway. And for the Knicks, Sprewell, Johnson, Ewing, Houston on his way to the All-Star game, and Charlie Ward at point guard. And Pat Riley, who took the Knicks to the New York Finals while he was their head coach, and of course, championship NBA Finals winner with the Los Angeles Lakers and the winningest playoff coach in NBA history. And his former assistant, Jeff Van Gundy, now in his 5th season, his 4th full season as the head coach of the New York Knicks after spending 6.5 years here as an assistant coach. He will be handling the East All-Star team in the All-Star game a week from today, and was formerly an assistant coach when Pat Riley took his Knicks staff.
You know, as we take a look at the players getting ready for this ball game, and no matter how much they try to downplay it, and we look at the records and how well the Knicks have done against the Miami Heat here, this is a big game, and bigger because they're so close in the standings, Tom, and the Eastern Conference has been shuffling almost from day to day.
Talking to Jeff Van Gundy about what the keys for New York today will be as a transition defense. He's very concerned, Van Gundy is, about the big men, P.J. Brown and Alonzo Mourning, running out. They must contain penetration and deny the three-point shot. Miami, one of the league's best behind the line.
There's the opening tap. Hugh Evans, Nolan Fine, Scott Wall are the officials for today's game. New York with the first possession. Mourning guarding Ewing, and the Knicks turn it over as Charlie Ward lost it out of bounds.
It's one of those times you can hustle too much. You know, Hardaway knocked it out of his hands. It was clearly going to go out of bounds, and Charlie Ward tried to save. Let's see what Mourning and Hardaway have in mind on their first possession.
Patrick Ewing matched up against Alonzo Mourning. Three-pointer by Mashburn. Rebounded by Ward.
The matchup between Sprewell and Jamal Mashburn will be critical.
Larry Johnson. P.J. Brown checking him. Quick turnaround move, no good. And Vashawn Leonard brings it into front court for Miami.
So many of these games between these two bitter rivals turned on who gets off to the best start.
Mashburn threw a brief double team from Larry Johnson. Mourning back to Hardaway for three.
It also comes down to which team is going to get the easier bucket. Both teams are jump shooting teams. Both teams rely a lot on that perimeter play, and if they're not getting layups, the game becomes very difficult, and there are periods where they don't score.
So that three-pointer makes it 471 in a row as Ewing takes it to the basket and draws the foul. This is what Jeff Van Gundy has been encouraging Patrick to do more of, take the ball to the basket.
The selective offensive opportunities. Alonzo Mourning on the previous play, penetrating and dishing. Usually it's the other way around. Usually it's Tim Hardaway setting that up for Vashawn Leonard, Jamal Mashburn, but that time the playmaker was Alonzo Mourning.
Ewing missing the free throw after Alonzo Mourning picked up the first foul of the game.
It's the selective use, though, of Patrick Ewing in the offensive set as the team has settled in. The consistency that Patrick Ewing has been trying to find as he has gotten older, trying to get your body to respond to the mental commands.
Jeff Van Gundy saying that's the toughest thing when you get a little age, is to find the consistency. Vashawn Leonard. I know as I get a little older, my consistency really suffers.
I haven't noticed that, Tom. I've noticed a fine aging, much like a great red wine.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, I read about red wine one time.
Bad pass stolen by Brown. Gives it up to Hardaway. New York still does not have a field goal.
Van Gundy always encouraging the passing to become a natural, fluid part of the Knicks offense.
Mourning short on that shot, and everyone just stood around, and the rebound came to P.J. Brown, and then Miami throws it away.
But let's remember this. In this series, as we look at the rebounding energy and effort by the Miami Heat, that the team that starts and gets ahead in this series is like the New York-Indiana series. They don't always win the ball game. And so the New York Knicks know they can come from the rear against Miami.
Ewing missing the layup.
Well, P.J. Brown with great defensive rotation, forcing the double clutch by Patrick.
Charlie Ward commits the foul, no basket.
We talked about rebounding earlier. That the previous time that P.J. Brown was able to get that rebound, the Knicks were far too focused on just the boxing out. A good box out is mostly the result of your preparation defensively before the shot is even taken.
But then you got to go after the ball, right?
Absolutely. Anticipate the shots are being missed. Get your hands up above your shoulders and go get that ball.
But you also have to remember that the Knicks are a bad rebounding team, and Van Gundy is telling them, we got to put some bodies on people, and if they get the bodies on them, they will at least have a chance to get the ball.
Brown with a miss. Ward. New York has gone 3 minutes without a field goal. Sprewell, he can't hit. Ewing and Mourning. Ewing wins that battle and scores. Traveling call.
Patrick Ewing capitalizing on the energized play of Alonzo Mourning on the offensive end, but when you move to the offensive glass, you have to be ready for that awkward bounce that just happens to come right into your jump shooting rhythm. That time Patrick Ewing able to convert, clear out Sprewell.
Allen Houston hasn't taken a shot yet. There's his first. No good. Finally, Mourning controls the rebound. Get a stick and kill it.
Alonzo, as Jeff Van Gundy said, he is the ultimate effort player in the NBA. Right now, the achievement is not there. The activity is the effort, but certainly not the polished result for Alonzo yet. It's early.
Larry Johnson, excuse me, fighting over the top of the screen is called for his first foul. Alonzo Mourning has had his moments in the past, but both he and his coach, Pat Riley, say that he has matured. The maturation process has been not only as a player, but as a person. He'll be 30 years old on Tuesday, and he is under control this season.
Well, Tom, Bill was right. You are aging like that. That was very nicely put. Maturing by Alonzo Mourning.
That seems to be today's theme. I don't know how he got on that. I'm the only one with gray hair here.
I wouldn't go that far, Tom. And Steve, I'm told, is using something in his head.
Well, I think it's obvious at times.
Because he's older than all of us.
Allen Houston, tough shot, off balance. He got it down, his first bucket.
Pat Riley wants to force Allen Houston from the high post, force him to his right. That time they allowed him to go to his left, and facing the basket off the dribble, that's Allen Houston's strength.
Mashburn misses the three. You heard the O's under the basket as Ewing was knocked about 3 feet by P.J. Brown.
The all-star Allen Houston will be playing next Sunday out in San Francisco. Beautiful finish going to his left. He gets that ability to stop and come right back, initiate the contact. Pat Riley will not have that defensive effort.
He's hot because the foul was called on Alonzo Mourning and not on Brown. It was called on Mourning. It's his second foul early in the first quarter.
Now they've got to switch right away. P.J. Brown over to Ewing.
The pass hit Charlie Ward in the shoulder.
That's a six-pack right there.
4-on-3 break. Mashburn can't convert. Got his own. Kicks it outside. Three-pointer by Leonard goes down.
Rashawn Leonard, so much added responsibility on his shoulders. Dan Marley out at least 6 weeks with the stress fracture. Short guards plagued Miami last week against Indiana. That has not been the case today as Miami out early.
All that means is he gets more shots. How can that be added responsibility?
Ewing down low, too close to the hoop. And Mourning with 2 fouls can only watch as Patrick puts in his 5th point. 1-point game.
Another encore start for Patrick Ewing. Allen Houston forces the turnover.
Hardaway dribbled it on
are and is that if they don't win the championship this year, this will be their last run, their last try, that they will be broken up. Tom?
All right, Jim.
8 months? You think you're going to get over some devastating loss like that? I can still give you the dates of some of the losses back in the 60s and 70s that I've had.
You told us you never lost.
January 19th, 1974.
Charlie Ward misses a 3, an easy rebound for Brown.
March 23rd, 1974.
How long will this go on?
It never
No, I mean the rest of the game. Or are you going to recite those?
Oh, beautiful.
Nice fake by Leonard. Tap no good by Brown. And Ward leads the break to Houston. Goaltending call on Brown. Count the basket for Allen Houston.
And that's going to be the difference in this ball game. Which team is able to get the transition bucket? Both of them play out on the perimeter. Both of them are very good defensively. But if they can get into the open court, life becomes much better.
And a great rebound by Charlie Ward to start that fast break.
First lead for the Knicks as Otis Thorpe has replaced Alonzo Mourning. Three-pointer missed by Leonard.
Charlie Ward again on the defensive glass.
That must have been that conversation you had with Charlie Ward at center court before the game, telling him how to get the rebound.
Well, the Knicks are the smallest team in the NBA. They start Larry Johnson and Sprewell up, blocked by Larry Johnson.
Miami controls.
Ewing, suffocating defense inside, just taking all the life and breath out of the Miami offensive attack.
Leonard with 4 to shoot. Mashburn for 3. Jamal Mashburn hitting 45% from the three-point arc, which is 3rd in the NBA.
And the Miami Heat have been on a huge tear from behind the three-point line over the last week to 10 days, shooting as a team 50% from behind the line.
They're the best three-point shooting team in the NBA at 39.2%. And legal defense called against Miami.
Miami can't make anything from the two-point range, but from behind the line, they have been fantastic. It's been exactly the opposite for the New York Knicks as Pat Riley sets the defense. 14 on the shot clock.
Ewing, clear path to the basket. Saw Brown come and made him alter the shot.
You never, as a big man, want to come in thinking double clutch because the referees will refuse to put you on the free throw line in that situation.
You never want to think as a big man double clutch because you can. You didn't get that idea about the referee.
Mashburn shooting over Sprewell, no good. Thorpe missed a putback. And New York finally rebounded.
Excuse me, Tom. I get a little excited when the big guys start going after it in the paint here.
Larry Johnson turning on P.J. Brown. Fall away. Got it. First basket for Johnson.
When Johnson can get that rhythm on that fadeaway, either from the paint in the low right box or fading away to the corner on the left, he can be a dynamic offensive force for Van Gundy.
Quick shot by Sean Leonard puts Miami back in front.
Leonard's got 7 in the quarter, but we remember last week when Sacramento was in town and how many buckets were scored and what a high-scoring first quarter that one was. 3:30 to go, and it's 13-11, and a block inside by P.J. Brown.
Mashburn for 3. Well, the second three-point bucket by Jamal Mashburn.
Miami has come out on fire with an offensive aggressiveness, and even though that Alonzo Mourning has gone to the bench and has not really been a factor because of fouls, the Heat certainly in control here, and that has to please Pat Riley.
They have their biggest lead, Miami does.
They're up by 5, but the Knicks are going to be able to stay in this game because of that three-point shooting. That shot's going to go away, and if the Knicks can get some sort of offensive rhythm, gets Sprewell involved in the game, they're right there.
Ward misses a 3. Thorpe gets it to Hardaway. Brown. P.J. Brown couldn't get the roll. Ward takes it the other way for New York. Sprewell, good catch. Pull up. Good.
Both teams getting an inordinate amount of fast break opportunities. Generally, you think of when these rivals play that it's half court, grind it out, slug it out. Pat Riley says, let's take a timeout and talk this over for a while. We got the lead. Let's play with it. Marcus Camby, Kurt Thomas, John Wallace for New York. Otis Thorpe playing with 3 screws in his right thumb that he injured severely, needed an operation in the exhibition season this year.
Canby replacing Larry Johnson. Ewing stays on the floor as Hardaway banks one through. Tim Hardaway has 5.
When they can isolate Tim Hardaway in that low left box there, sort of an extended post, they just have such an unstoppable weapon, even though Tim's barely 5'11".
5 offensive rebounds, as you saw from Miami. There's a defensive one by the littlest man on the court, Tim Hardaway. New York playing once again without Chris Childs. His injury continues to keep him out of action.
Now, what the Knicks have got a key on are the offensive players that are out on the floor. Hardaway, Mashburn, and Vashawn Leonard. If you make sure you're pressuring those guys, it's going to be difficult for Brown and Otisthorpe to get open shots.
Hardaway coming back from a knee injury, telling us he was about 90 or 95%. So far today, he's 100%. He's 3 for 3.
Well, Tim is always going to have problems with that knee that was surgically repaired after tearing his ACL. You see, he wears the sleeve on it. The quick jump shot there, and then when he comes off this down screen, when he dips that head, Charlie Ward and the rest of the NBA know that that quick jumper from the perimeter is going up. But that leg, like so many athletes who've been injured, is never going to be completely healed again and will never straighten out all the way.
And a block as Ward got into no man's land, and the block by Clarence Weatherspoon, who entered at the last dead ball. And Larry Johnson is back for New York. Weatherspoon shooting over Canby and missing, and Johnson the rebound.
Weatherspoon, another one of those very valuable front court reserves for Pat Riley. Doesn't play a lot, but when he does, always a positive factor.
Springland.
You know, Van Gundy's concern is that his team move the ball, move people, and then drive the ball to the bucket. They continue to do that, particularly with Mourning on the bench.
And Hardaway is 4 for 4, 9 points in the first quarter with 54 seconds left.
We had Tim Hardaway a week ago at Indianapolis, and today he is a completely different player. So much more aggressive, so much more confident. Remember, he's just back from missing 26 games with a bad leg.
That one came out for Johnson, and it'll go Miami's way with 37 seconds left in the quarter, and Kurt Thomas coming in for the Knicks. He'll replace Ewing.
Larry Johnson, that last possession, now he's matched up at the small forward position, so he can take Jamal Mashburn down low as Alonzo Mourning begging to get back into this game, plagued with 2 fouls.
Meanwhile, Tim Hardaway has scored the last 6 Miami points, and the Heat are 14-8 over New York since Alonzo left. Hardaway still hasn't missed. He's 5 for 5 with 12 points.
So, Bill, did he dip his head? Because if he's dipping his head, the rest of the NBA is supposed to know it. They're not reading the scouting report.
I think he's trying to make a statement to Pete Bessie and Isaiah Thomas, which he tried to deliver at our meeting with him last night.
Said to tell them that he and Pat Riley get along just fine, thank you. He'll get along just fine with Pat as long as he keeps making those shots, I'll tell you that. And the first quarter comes to a close. Tim Hardaway hasn't missed. 12 points in the first quarter. And the New York Knicks, who scored only 10 points in the first quarter against Orlando on Tuesday, put up only 15 at home against Miami here. Miami leads 25-15. Hardaway has scored Miami's last 9. Back with the second quarter in a moment.
Points for Tim Hardaway.
Tim Hardaway playing at his best. With Hardaway, the record is relatively similar to without him, but it's the scoring, the points, just not on the scoreboard without Tim. Field goal percentage significantly down. He already has within 2 points of his season average, and we've only played 1 quarter.
He missed 26 games. Three-pointer good from the corner by Vashawn Leonard.
Now, I don't think the New York Knicks have to be concerned about the number of three-pointers that they are making. What they've got to do now is start to score some 2s. If they figure out a way just to stay in the ball game, that 3-point field goal percentage is going to fall back. They'll get back in the game. Johnson.
He can't hit. Whistle, loose ball foul on New York.
New York better start thinking about the 3s that Miami is making. They're off to an incredible start here, and their defense, Jeff Van Gundy desperately wants his guys out there defending those 3s, and right now wide open looks. With the offense struggling, Van Gundy comes with spark plug John Wallace, Larry Johnson to the locker room.
Since Alonzo Mourning went out with 2 fouls, Miami has outscored New York 20-8. Tim Hardaway alone has outscored them 9-2 over the last nearly 3 minutes. Mashburn against Wallace now. Weatherspoon back to Mashburn. 2 to shoot. Weatherspoon got it away. Slapped out of bounds by Ward. It'll go back to Miami.
The plague for the Miami Heat has been consistency. After a terrific start, they fell back, and they have had some horrendous losses. Chicago, Vancouver, and New Jersey Nets, all of them at home. This team has got, to get back the energy that they had at the start of the season when they played great and had a great Western trip.
And Miami was on the ropes Friday night at home against the Washington Wizards, down 17 in the third. Jamal Mashburn, everything clicking beautifully for Heat. Sizzling offense.
Jamal has 8, and the lead is 15. 22nd timeout taken by the Knicks. They've scored only 15 points at the 10:46 mark of the second quarter. A 14-2 run by Miami with Alonzo Mourning on the bench with 2 fouls. And Van Gundy, as you see, is not happy. Log on to NBA.com for complete coverage and analysis of every NBA All-Star 2000 event. Dr. J looks at the NBA.com slam dunk. Spurs guard Steve Kerr breaks down the AT&T shootout. And don't forget to enter your selections in the Pick the Weekend Winner sweepstakes for a chance to win some cool NBA stuff. That's NBA.com, your ultimate online resource for all things NBA.
You know, Jeff Van Gundy talks about what it takes to be a coach, and you got to make decisions, and he barked. And I mean, he barked real heavy during that 22nd timeout about doing the right thing out on the floor. Their field goal percentage this afternoon way down, but he's not happy about what's happening with their defensive energy. Did anybody respond?
It's been up and down all week long. Which one of these guys is going to take it upon himself to bring the spark? Last week, way up against Sacramento, down against Orlando, way up against Portland. Now they're down again today. That inconsistency has plagued Van Gundy.
And a turnover. And for Miami, the rookie from Hawaii, Anthony Carter, who did such a superb job running the team when Tim Hardaway is out, has come into the lineup. Let's check in with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much. Just checked with Mike Saunders, and he tells us that Larry Johnson hurt his left foot. It's bothering him. He's right now being examined by Dr. Norman Scott in the locker room. They don't have any further information right now. After the examination, we'll have more come.
All right, thank you, Jim, as Marcus Camby cleared that rebound for New York. Thomas lays it in. Finally, first basket of the second quarter after 2 minutes had expired. Kurt Thomas off the bench for his first 2.
And he gets hit inadvertently in the eye running back down the court. We hope he's okay, because without Larry Johnson, it makes it thin rotation.
Thorpe misses from outside. New York trying to get a spark for a comeback here, trailing by as many as 15.
Charlie Ward is wide open, but they couldn't get him the ball.
Candy inside. Thomas roll off. Ewing blocked. Witherspoon got it on the way up.
Beautiful pass, which Bruce Anthony Carter.
Meanwhile, Thorpe blew the wide open layup.
That's one of those Carters, Bill.
One of them.
Sprewell. And one.
You know, Van Gundy told us that his team doesn't always bring the right energy. After the 22nd timeout, they got a lot more pep in their step, and Sprewell finishes with a chance for a three-point play.
Miami's three-point shooting has been tremendous so far.
It used to be said about the Houston Rockets that if they're making their threes, you can't beat them. And that now goes to the Miami Heat. When they're on from deep, they're a very dangerous basketball team. And in that first quarter of play, they sizzle.
They have been the much sharper team Miami has. They've been 6 for 8 from behind the three-point line, with Mashburn, Leonard, and Hardaway each getting 2 of those 6. And Kurt Thomas apparently has his contact lens back in place.
Here's what happened.
After getting hit in the eye, after eluding Clarence Weatherspoon, he gets popped right in the eye, and he's trying to grab the falling contact.
There's the first free throw of the game for New York. It's good, and it's a 10-point game.
That'll be the first free throw of the game for either team.
Actually, New York has a couple. I mean, Miami has shot a couple, 1 of 2. Rick Brunson into the game for the New York Knicks, replacing Charlie Ward as Weatherspoon is rejected by Camby.
Huge front line now for Van Gundy.
Camby missed the shot, kept alive by Ewing, but finally grabbed by Weatherspoon.
Incredible height disparity between the two lineups now. Ewing, Camby, and Kurt Thomas towering over the Heat.
Mashburn shooting over Camby. Ewing wades in to grab it for New York.
Good defensive closeout by Mashburn to deny the fast break opportunity after Ewing's outlet.
Alonzo Mourning, you see, waiting to check in.
And then
2 quick fouls.
if Sprewell goes to the baseline, he gets a layup.
Well, it was a short jumper anyway. As he spun baseline, despite the defensive help from Mashburn on the rotation.
How could they keep Sprewell off the All-Star team? Inexcusable.
That's kind of a naive answer, Bill.
Seen you in any kind of pugilistic bout.
And Houston for 3. You guys have enough verbal sparring matches to hold us for a while.
Why would P.J. Brown come and double team Patrick Ewing in that situation? That just freed up Allen Houston with a terrific ball movement there. The double team, the swing by Brunson, who does a fine job in limited minutes for Van Gundy. You give him that kind of open look, though, that's going to energize this crowd here in New York.
Well, Mourning's back in the ball game, and usually when he's in this position, he's looking to score. Patrick Ewing reaches in, he'll go to the line. But you look at the scoreboard, the Knicks slowly but surely creeping their way back into the ball game, down by 7. And watch Mourning. I know you well.
Well, since Jeff Van Gundy blistered his troops, they've outscored Miami 10-2.
Van Gundy telling us yesterday that this is not about fun. This is about success, and success is only measured in winning. But everybody talking about, well, you got to make it fun and you got to treat the guys really nicely. Hey, you've got to get the best out of the guys who are working for you, and that's the relationship between the coach and his players.
Mourning had hit 24 free throws in a row before that miss. And he starts a new string with number 2. He's working on a string of 12 straight games, scoring 20 or more points. 13 would equal his career high. Ewing attacking Mourning and scoring. Patrick has 7.
Somebody found some WD-40 for Patrick Ewing.
He also has 7 rebounds.
I'll remember this. Everybody says how old Patrick Ewing is, and nobody ever says that about Karl Malone because there's no drop-off. And, you know, Ewing has had a ton of really very serious injuries over the last 2 years, but when he's playing with this kind of energy, there's no conversation about his need in the Knicks lineup.
Thomas saves it inbounds to Camby. Here's Brunson.
Knicks really starting to get aggressive on the defensive backboards. We talked earlier about their deficiencies on rebounding. Right now, they're dominating in that area.
Into Ewing, guarded by Brown. Ball fake, and a good one will send Ewing to the line.
And has brought the crowd to its feet here with his hard work, his determination, getting into the lane. The previous possession goes right in the air, teases Alonzo Mourning, comes right back with the same play. This time, he's got P.J. Brown, goes for the pump fake. New York coming back.
Just when you thought it was safe to leave your car in the parking lot, something evil will strike. You need a car tough enough to take it on. Chevy Malibu. With a steel safety cage, breakaway mirrors, a 6-layer paint process, and bounce-back bumpers, it's one tough car. Chevy Malibu. We'll be there.
You have no idea what to get her for Valentine's Day, do you, buddy? Well, JCPenney does. White, gold, and diamond earrings and pendants, only $1.99 each, and the keepsake box is free. The Valentine's Day sale at JCPenney.
Where do do some of America's most successful people get their start? Did somebody say McDonald's?
From a backyard hoop to their school gym, that's where two balls started for Zach and Kim. They picked their spots and made their shots in just 60 seconds. They could get red hot, get red hot. Their teamwork won from city to city. Passing and shooting had them sitting pretty. Zach and Kim might have started small, but to prove that anyone can win it all. NBA 2-ball, that's NBA 2-ball. Take your shot.
The Kings, the 76ers. Last week, Jason Williams wowed the house in his New York debut. Now, one of the NBA's greatest showmen is set for a showdown with the Sixers. And the NBA's leading scorer, Allen Iverson, as two of the brightest young stars in the game today square off. The NBA on NBC next.
Miami leading New York at Madison Square Garden, where on Friday night the Milrose Games were held. Track and field, the world's fastest man, Maurice Green, in the 60-meter dash. Here's the way it went. Fair start, Green and Boulder came away together. Now Maurice Green and John Drummond is there with him, but Green will win 5.99. Oh, but now we're told that time is not correct. A clock malfunction. It was almost too fast to believe. Would have been a world record, but that time not correct. Officially 6.45, still a Milrose Games record and the fastest time in the world this year. Well, Maurice Green, the fastest time ever at Madison Square Garden, gave us a start there for a minute as we saw the time up, but right now he's here at the Knicks game with Jim Gray.
All right, thank you very much, Tom. I'm also joined by Otto Bolden, the third fastest man in the world. You wish that was a 5.99 the other night. You wish it wasn't a clock malfunction, huh?
Oh, yeah, I wish I was, because if that was 5.99, who knows what I would have ran in the 100 meters.
How is your preparation? That was your first race in the indoor season for this year. How's your preparation coming along for Sydney? Just 6 months away now.
Yeah, I believe my preparation is going very well right now. I'm just going to keep taking it slow and let the year come as it is.
Otto, isn't it rather odd? You're training partners, but you're both chasing the same thing and you're best friends. How difficult is that?
Well, we like to say that we interrupt the friendship for 9 seconds at a time, which is better than most friendships. So it works for us.
Maurice, next year, whether you like it or not, in the next few months, you're going to be at center stage with Michael Johnson. And it's going to be the most talked about story. You've tried to downplay this whole thing, but it's going to be the biggest sports story there is out there. How are you going to handle this rivalry with Michael Johnson?
Well, I'm going to like it a lot. You know, I love to give the people what they want to see. And right now, they want to see me and Michael race. And I would love to do it, but until he gets ready for it, you know, I have to wait for that time.
Well, we'll see you both in the trials. Good luck to you, Otto, as well. Tom, back to you. Track and field will be heating up here pretty quickly.
All right, thanks, Jim. We'll have the U.S. Indoor Championships from the Georgia Dome. First weekend in March, then the Olympic trials in July, and, of course, the Olympics in Sydney. It should be some high drama in those events.
And the rest of that interview with Jim Gray and Maurice Green could be seen on MSNBC.
We have video cassettes of it, too, I think.
Ball movement for the Miami Heat has become non-existent, and it's gone in the direction of the New York Knicks, and suddenly they're getting the easier shots, getting to the free throw line.
The previous possession, Alonzo Mourning driving in, runs with a beautiful pop away there, but then the recovery. Again, the decision-making by Alonzo Mourning, knowing the size and strength of Ewing, knowing the tendency of the referees to let Ewing bump and hold a little bit here on this home court. Turn and face, don't give Ewing that edge of being bigger and stronger than Alonzo Mourning.
Marcus Camby will shoot a pair for New York. They trail by 6. And coming up next, most of you will see a battle of flashy guards. Jason Williams, the Sacramento Kings, against the league's leading scorer, Allen Iverson, and the Philadelphia 76ers. Some of you will see the world champion Spurs as they meet the Utah Jazz. Game 2 of our NBA on NBC doubleheader coming up next. Camby rolls in the second free throw as John Wallace comes in for the Knicks, replacing Marcus. Let's go back to Jim Gray.
All right, Tom. Well, Dr. Norman Scott has had a chance to evaluate Larry Johnson. He twisted his left foot. He will not return to the game today, and he will be evaluated after the game and will be day-to-day, but he will not return for any more action this afternoon.
So already without Childs, now without Larry Johnson as well. Mourning missing from outside. Offensive rebound kept alive by Weatherspoon.
So that puts incredible pressure on Kurt Thomas and Marcus Camby. Camby has not really emerged as a factor in this rivalry to date. Did not play much in the playoffs last year. Won by the shot by Allen Houston. Terrific defense along the baseline by Houston and John Wallace.
Marcus Camby went out when Wallace came in, and he took a shot to the nose, apparently.
Big turnaround.
Terrell Sprewell replaces Brunson.
Big turnaround on the scoreboard, though. The Miami Heat have only scored 10 points in just about 8 minutes of play. The New York Knicks have kicked it up, and 7 on the shot clock for the Heat with this possession.
That last, beautiful back cut by Leonard.
Takes it to the other side and misses the shot. Rebounded by Thomas.
It was Kurt Thomas last week against Sacramento that blew the game open with his fine all-around play, and he's making a similar significant contribution for Van Gundy.
Carter fouls Houston.
When the coach gets in your stuff, the way that Van Gundy got into Kurt Thomas, then you better start making a contribution. And from the point of that 22nd timeout, the Knicks have changed their entire attitude, and Kurt Thomas right in there with them.
And Jim Gray tells us from the Knicks bench that Marcus Camby will return to the game when they stop the bleeding of his nose.
Somebody's got to stop the bleeding as the Miami offense is hemorrhaging right now. Nothing happening. You would think that Alonzo Mourning's jump hook in the lane would have provided them some sort of lift or confidence. They may need to come back with Hardaway, who has been absolutely a maestro this afternoon in New York.
Now, this is the typical Miami-New York game as we see the field goals and the way things are gone for the Miami Heat. They will have periods when they don't score, and they're one of those droughts right now. Patrick Ewing going to pick up the foul.
That's his second, so the fouls equalize between the two Giants.
Well, you know, Jeff Van Gundy blistered the ears of his players, and they picked it up on defense. Miami's hit only 1 of 12 since that timeout.
Patrick Ewing not moving his feet quickly enough on the initial flash, the burst from the weak side by Alonzo Mourning, resulting in him having to grab and hold. Van Gundy is checking exactly how many fouls there are, and Ewing had looked over to his signal and said, "I'm all right, let me play, and please don't trade me to Washington."
Alonzo Mourning missing again, and this is the point that turned the game around as far as New York is concerned.
Tell me you didn't get in somebody's stuff.
Challenging.
I think he was looking over here at Bill. I'm not sure.
That's the tough part of being a coach, is that sometimes you got to get in people's faces who you really like, who you really respect. But if they're not playing with the passion and commitment that's required, you got to do something extreme like that.
Well, sometimes it works. They've outscored Miami 17-5 since then.
But you can only go to that well so many times.
Tell Hubie Brown that.
I'll let you tell him, Steve.
This is a clear out for Sprewell, and they never really got it set up. John Wallace.
Rims out on the floor. Ewing wins the race, but right to Mashburn against Houston. He laid it in. Jamal Mashburn in double figures, and Miami's lead back to 5.
Sprewell needs more shot attempts.
Ewing against Brown. Fakes the fall away, leans in, and shoots an air ball. And a loose ball foul call on the Knicks.
Now, that would be an example of where Van Gundy says we have to be a passing motion team. That ball got to Patrick Ewing, and he held. He was thinking one-on-one, a little bit too far away from the hoop. And they end up with Jamal Mashburn going to the free throw line.
John Wallace committing his first foul. 3:18 left, second quarter.
The Heat were ahead 30-15. Van Gundy gets in everybody's face. Now the entire dynamic of the game has changed. The crowd is into it. The Knicks are hustling. They're shoving. They're grabbing. They're getting rebounds. Substitution once again is fine performance by Kurt Thomas. Canby, the bleeding has stopped in the nose.
And Otis Thorpe is in for Miami, replacing Mourning.
It sounds to me like you like your New York Knicks now.
This Knicks team is playing very, very well. They're right at the top. If they can eliminate the disastrous losses to teams like Orlando, there's been some tough moments here for Knick fans this season.
Then Orlando beats Indiana last night.
Indiana is not playing well on the road. Indiana with a big Friday night victory at home against Sacramento. Sacramento will see them next down in Philadelphia.
P.J. Brown committing his second foul. Marcus Camby. And we invite you to tune into TNT on Saturday starting at 4 Eastern when the 99 NBA rookie class takes on the class of 2000. Jason Williams in that 99 class against Lamar Odom and Elton Brand in the Schick Rookie Challenge. Then at 8 Eastern, All-Star Saturday night tips off with Sony All-Star 2-Ball, the $1 Million Shot, AT&T Shootout, and NBA.com Slam Dunk Contest, all on TNT this Saturday.
And in the Slam Dunk Contest, a new wrinkle. They're going to allow feeders. They're going to allow passers. I'd pick Jason Williams from Sacramento to set me up.
Hardaway missing for the first time in the game. Houston leading the New York break, but Miami's back on defense. Allen Houston came up short. Hardaway and Houston out of bounds.
Vashawn Leonard is playing.
It'll go to Miami.
Vashawn Leonard is playing phenomenal defense. The Knicks just trail by 6, but they have all the momentum.
Is it possible for a car to speak to a higher intelligence?
This kid is unbelievable. Come on, son. I've been here all game. He hasn't missed a shot yet.
That's it. Let's go, kid. Attaboy. I taught him that.
I'm telling you, he's a definite first-round draft pick.
We've waited 15 years for this.
You gotta concentrate, Todd. You gotta concentrate.
Come on, baby.
We worked so hard. Kids, you're going straight to the pros. We're talking 7 figures.
Son, we're gonna be rich.
But Dad, I don't want to play basketball. I want to dance.
I'm a guy who's gotta dance. Don't know exactly why. Music puts me in a trance, and I must dance or die. Mornings I waltz out of bed.
It's time for E-Trade, the #1 place to invest online.
Hi, everybody. Hannah Storm in New York. Coming up on Net Zero at the half, we'll hear from one of the most exciting players in the NBA, Sacramento's Jason Williams. He grew up in Bell, West Virginia, where he was a high school teammate of Minnesota Vikings wide receiver Randy Moss.
I don't think I can handle Jason. I really don't. With his flashiness and out there handling the ball. I'm just going to go at it. He can't guard me. There's no doubt I'll kill him. I can guard him defensively, too, on the football field.
I'd like to see that. The friendly rivalry between Jason Williams and Randy Moss. Williams and the Kings will go up against the 76ers and Allen Iverson in Game 2 of our doubleheader. Right now, let's go back to the Garden and rejoin Tom, Bill, Snapper, and Jim.
All right, Hannah, and it is a pretty amazing coincidence. The two high school teammates both approach their games with a little flair involved, and both have their controversial sides.
And Jason Williams talked about playing some defense. He's going to have to play a lot better defense against Allen Iverson today than they showed last week here at the Garden.
He said he could guard Randy Moss. He didn't say Allen Iverson.
I haven't seen too many guys that can guard Allen Iverson.
New York in a 17-8 run the last 7 minutes. And Hardaway gets back on track.
Well, he'd been sitting out for so long. I wonder what was going on the sideline over there with Tim Hardaway. Granted, he's just coming back, but he was so hot. You got to milk him when he's on.
He's 6 of 7 for 14 points. New York has gone without a field goal for 4 minutes until that one finally popped in. They needed that one from Charlie Ward. The three-pointer makes it a 5-point game.
Well, droughts will be the story of this game because both teams are very good defensively. Both of them are perimeter-oriented. As I said before, it's that inside bucket, that transition hoop that's going to make the difference in winning and losing.
But the Knicks playing their game right now. Passing, defense, rebounding, ball movement, be unselfish, get everybody involved in wide open looks. Don't shoot off the dribble so much unless you're Latrell Sprewell.
Double clutch, no good after Ewing had his 8th rebound. There's his 9th as he is tied up.
All the fans want is effort, and they're certainly getting that from Patrick Ewing. Sprewell trying to get going offensively, the great double team, but Ewing then has the seam to get in there and garner that rebound and earning the jump ball.
Thorpe will jump against Ewing. Thorpe at 6'10", Ewing the 7-footer.
Mourning is down, and he will stay out the rest of this half to stay out of foul trouble. So the big chance for Allen Houston and the Knicks to get back into a tie or go ahead by the break. Otis Thorpe picks up the foul.
Well, or Vashawn Leonard. They were both there, and then both raised their hands. I think they gave it to Leonard.
Getting to the free throw line. Something that allows you to control tempo, and that's what the Knicks have done here.
Tonight on NBC, the network television premiere of Face Off. John Travolta and Nicolas Cage star in this thriller. Starts at a special time, 8/7 Central, here on NBC. Allen Houston connects. Houston hits over 80% at the free throw line and pulls the Knicks within 3, just over a minute left in the second. Hardaway off a screen from Thorpe, right back to him. Shoot up the shot. Very finally, that's a go. Maybe that's why he didn't shoot.
He can't shoot from out there. That's why Patrick Ewing baited him into it.
That's a great look for Otis Thorpe.
Did you see Charlie Ward give Tim Hardaway a little dose of his own medicine with a crossover dribble? It winds up being a charging foul on Charlie, but he did have the crossover against him. Watch. Whoa.
A little bit out of control after he danced by Hardaway.
But what did Tim tell us yesterday as Charlie is arguing that the guy was moving underneath him once Charlie got up into the air? Tim told us yesterday that the difficult part for him now still is the closeout on defense, the lateral mobility, the explosive response when a guy freezes him like Charlie Ward did. Tim's still not all the way back with that sore knee.
52.6 seconds left until halftime. And Miami holding on to that 3-point lead. They'll have the ball.
This is a very, very funny game when you look at the shooting percentages. Now the Knicks have the better percentage at 36% to the Miami Heat's 35.
Coming up on NBC.
Saturday, they'll take you beyond the living to the other side. It's coming. A powerful new series, The Others, NBC Saturday.
Told us you were going to be in a movie soon, Bill. Is that it? The Others?
No. A different one.
Oh, it just seemed like it sort of was.
The other one. I'm going to be in the other one.
Rick Brunson in for the final seconds of the second quarter.
Otis Thorpe.
Otis says, yes, I can hit from there.
No, that was closer in.
Hey, Otis Thorpe, like Clarence Weatherspoon, they came as offseason free agents because they wanted to be part of the big-time NBA. Once again, Otis Thorpe popping it away to Spoon on the defensive rotation.
Not a good decision by Brunson trying to force that ball in, and the Heat will have a chance to build on their lead. 7 seconds between clock and game.
Great closeout, Marcus Camby.
Here's Hardaway, though, left open for 3. How can you leave him open as hot as he's been?
That's what Jeff Van Gundy will be saying to Rick Brunson when they get in the locker room.
That was nearly an over and back from Brunson passing back to Houston. 4 seconds left. 1 second. Ewing at the buzzer. Patrick Ewing once again having a good performance. But the Miami Heat behind Tim Hardaway have the halftime lead. Ewing with 11 points and 9 boards. Here's that last shot of the half. Patrick Ewing makes it a 6-point game at halftime. Miami behind Hardaway 17, leading New York 45-39. We'll be joining Hannah Storm, Isaiah Thomas, and Peter Vesey for Net Zero at the half. Coming up right after this, the NBA on NBC.
Ward playing out there as the lone small person with the exception of Rick Brunson, who just had 5 minutes there. Charlie Ward, a tremendous defensive responsibility now, having to put pressure on Tim Hardaway.
And remember that Tim Hardaway has not always had strong shooting games here at the Garden, so this is an exceptional effort for Hardaway at the Garden against the Knicks.
Two teams closed the first half with identical shooting percentages, 37.8. And Mourning is blocked, but it comes right back to P.J. Brown, who puts it home.
Jeff Van Gundy is starting Marcus Camby here. Larry Johnson, we're told, has been taken to the hospital for an MRI on that left foot. So Marcus Camby now and Kurt Thomas, John Wallace will get the bulk of those minutes.
Oh! Ewing goes to the rim and slams it home. Patrick making another statement on this game that give me the minutes, give me the shots, and I can still produce. Vashawn Leonard with the lean-in is called for the offensive foul.
Patrick Ewing turning and facing himself. Got P.J. Brown on him. It's away with maybe a shuffling of the feet right there. No, that's a good execution of that crossover dribble.
That dunk by Ewing was the first one we've had all day. There's another drive to the basket. Ward lost it. Taken away by Vashawn Leonard as Charlie Ward fell down.
Well, Charlie Ward's been out of control a couple of times on his drives, and if he can just get himself under control, that penetration is going to hurt the Miami Heat. 6-point game.
The attack on the offensive glass, which separated Miami in the early going when they got out to a 15-point lead. Now they're retreating softly on defense.
Brown called for the foul after he picked up Houston on the switch.
Allen Houston coming out, shaking that left leg, that left hip. It's P.J. Brown with the fine closeout defense. He raises that knee and bumps Allen.
That's a big man's play. You know, we stop moving our feet. We just give you a little shot with our knee.
That's his third foul, too.
Maybe he won't come back next time. Nice touch pass, Charlie Ward.
Good recovery by Mourning. And Ewing can't hit. Camby kept it alive, and then Brown hauls it down for Miami. His 8th rebound. Quick shot by Hardaway. Wow. How do you stop that?
You don't. The only thing you can do is double team Hardaway in the backcourt to make him kick the ball away. So that means Houston or Sprewell is going to have to come and help Charlie Ward early on in the shot clock.
19 points on 8 of 9 shooting for Hardaway. There's the answer from Houston. He has 13.
They want to force Houston back to his right. He much prefers going to his left.
Mourning takes it to the basket and scores. Alonzo has 5 points. Remember, in early foul trouble, only 3 at halftime.
The Knicks bench calling for the clear out on Alonzo Mourning, but he obviously had both hands on the ball until the last moment, then just dropped off his right hand with the beautiful left-handed finish.
Houston, tough shot. Followed by Ewing.
Well, you can tell from the intensity here right at the top of the third quarter that both teams want this one very badly. Sprewell.
Camby fumbled it away.
This has not been Marcus Camby's finest hour.
He's a guy that plays off of other people anyway, and there's still time for him to get into this ball game.
You've got an hour to go. His finest hour. This may be his finest. Mourning stripped by Sprewell. Pull up. Good.
The crowd is rolling now, surging toward the court. Pat Riley letting him calm down, not burning and wasting a timeout right now. Miami needs to respond offensively.
They lead by 4. penetration and score again by Tim Hardaway, who has been unstoppable today. 21.
Hardaway starting to roar at the crowd right back. Then take some of this. Ewing's been extending an incredible amount of energy at both ends.
Ewing has 15 points and 11 rebounds. And one for Allen Houston.
Well, if they struggle to score in the first half, all of that has changed here in the second. Is both the offenses are scoring at will, and that's because of good ball movement, player movement, and Leonard has been right up on that shooting arm of Allen Houston, and every time he's been there, he's gotten called for the foul. He can't believe it. Houston a chance for a three-point play.
He has 4 fouls, does Vashawn Leonard, as All-Star Allen Houston. Really excited about going to the All-Star game. His dad, Wade, who coached him in college at Tennessee, will be there as well. They have a unique relationship, friend, father, advisor, and coach. Mashburn for 3. Ewing couldn't handle it. Leonard scores.
Vashawn Leonard, who having a superb run this afternoon, didn't play much last year because he had the stress fracture in his leg. He had to put an 18-inch steel rod in that leg to allow that bone to heal properly. Still in there. Remarkable comeback by Vashawn Leonard.
Entry pass to Ewing, facing on Mourning, who picks up his 3rd foul. Reach in on Mourning, number 3.
And that tells you how often they played against each other, because in both situations where the centers turned and faced, the opposing centers reached in knowing that this is his favorite position, shot that he likes to take. Watch Patrick Ewing turn.
But generally, as a big man, Alonzo Mourning, one of the great shot blockers in the current era of basketball, you don't reach in down low to try to strip somebody who's going up for a jumper. Save your fouls to block up top. And it's very difficult to ever block your own man's shot. Ewing with terrific numbers, including 4 offensive rebounds. And while Alonzo Mourning is well on his way to a terrific shot blocking year again, he's far from Mark Eaton's NBA record.
Out of bounds off Mourning and Brown. New York gets it back.
Actually, the Knicks should have got another free throw because Mourning was in early, and they didn't call it. The crowd was going to go a little nuts, and the Knicks get the ball back. But you watch, Mourning's in. The ball hasn't left the hand.
That's a good observation, Steve, but a little naive to think that they're going to call that play.
Sprewell misses. Brown has 9 rebounds.
Charlie Ward, great steal.
Camby. Offensive foul. Marcus Camby of New York.
Yeah, you know, Camby knows one thing when he gets that close to the rim, just extend his body, but inside, you know, the defender, and that's what we look for, is are you going to be outside that line when Marcus Camby gets this ball and tries to jump over? An easy call for the official to make.
Mark Strickland into the game for Miami in his 6th season from Temple.
Always be ready as a big man when you catch it, to be ready to put one more dribble on the floor and move laterally. Ewing just in the groove on the backboards tonight.
What Ewing is doing with the big man is baiting them. Let's see if you can make that shot. Ewing on his own.
Against Brown. He'll shoot 2 as Brown commits his 4th foul.
Patrick Ewing with 12 rebounds.
Keeping New York in it. 4-point game.
Kings Sixers or Spurs Jazz, next on NBC.
It happened on my second cast. I knew what I had the second it hit. could snap the line just above the leader. But I'm not going to lose my lucky lure. Not without a fight.
Ford F-Series, built Ford tough.
Rima hambrenos.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Miller Lite, taste a true Pilsner. By Ford F-Series, the best-selling trucks are built Ford tough. And by Adidas, long live sport.
Chilly afternoon in New York City with Miami leading New York 55-51. And next Sunday in prime time, the NBA All-Star Game. Last year's Rookie of the Year, Vince Carter, top vote getter, leads the East. Shaq heads the West. Kevin Garnett, Allen Iverson, Grant Hill, Kobe Bryant, more. As NBC presents the world's greatest athletes in the NBA All-Star Game. And 33 years ago in San Francisco at the Cow Palace, across the bay from Oakland, site of this year's All-Star Game, Rick Barry from the hometown Warriors led the West by scoring 38 points as they went on to win 135-120 over the East. Rick Barry, the game's most valuable player.
How about the size of that trophy?
That's almost
Rick Barry, one of the greatest players ever to play in the NBA. Surprising that he's not a head coach or running a team somewhere right now.
This will be the first All-Star Game to be broadcast in HD TV, presented by NBA.com from the All-Star Game in Oakland. Allen Houston will be there, so will Alonzo Mourning. I can't imagine, Snapper, Bill Walton in HD TV. It's kind of one of those more information than you need deals.
Well, we're going to have the time of our life out there. Nothing like the All-Star Game, the ultimate game, a chance where a player can prove to the world that he, for that one day, is the single best player in the world. Just a meeting of the history, the future, and the business of basketball all in one place for 4 great days.
After a relatively turnover-free first half, things unraveling a bit for Miami, and there's another turnover. Ward with a steal by Witherspoon, got it.
That's a huge effort by Charlie Ward, and really got the people excited. Bill almost fell off his chair.
Witherspoon can't answer. Offensive board and a foul as Strickland hauled it down.
Charlie Ward, who had a shake and bake freeze move of Tim Hardaway in the first half, now overplays Tim in a lazy hanging out pass. Charlie Ward just putting the entire package together. One of the things that makes Charlie Ward such a valuable player to this Knicks team is that he doesn't want to shoot all the time. Charlie does have 3 steals this quarter alone, but his unselfishness allows the other guys to find their offensive game.
Now, you know, when the Knicks defense has picked up their energy as they force another turnover, and what the Miami Heat have to do is start moving the ball, moving themselves quicker. Everything they're doing right now is being telegraphed. Foul, Mark Strickland. But you see that the energy level has picked up, and Ward wants it just a little bit more than anybody that's around the ball. He's making all of the big plays, and Dave got the crowd back in. It's Sprewell at the line with a chance to break, put them on top.
The defensive rotations for Van Gundy have been brilliant here in the second half. The front that time. Charlie Ward getting administrated to on the cut by long-time great Knicks trainer Mike Saunders. Really one of the legends in the history of the NBA training circles. A mash unit here today at Madison Square Garden.
And Latrell Sprewell's free throw gives New York the lead. Their only lead of the day was at 9-8. They're up now 56-55.
You know, every one of these games is close. It's a hard-fought game. Usually comes down to the closing moments, and let's see if the Miami Heat can respond. Strickland is not a perimeter player. He likes to drive the ball. 6 on the clock.
Nash Mashburn, tough leaning shot. Jamal has 13.
The defensive matchups have changed now. You got Allen Houston playing against Mashburn, and you got Sprewell playing against Mark Strickland. Sprewell can rest a little bit defensively and try to get it back here on offense.
Well, they got forwards guarding, really basically guards, and this will be a tough assignment for Strickland.
Allen Houston missed the shot, and Hardaway comes away with it.
Strickland, Steve, was huge. Oh, Hardaway.
Long rebound.
Charlie Ward's everywhere.
Camby wants the lob, and he slams it down. Camby from Houston. Hardaway, no good. Ewing and Camby, two teammates fighting for it. It'll go back to Miami.
The shots for Miami starting to hit the front of the rim, and the Knicks are capitalizing here. The long rebound garnered in by Charlie Ward. The kick ahead, and Allen Houston sees this coming from 2 days ago and just puts it up there. Marcus Camby finally gets untracked here with a great setup by his teammate Allen Houston, the all-star.
Yeah, Kurt Thomas is in the ball game as Miami's got a new 24, and Pat Riley's going to have to find a way to get the ball moving and get the ball into Alonzo Mourning. He basically is not getting a chance to score the ball here in the third quarter.
Mashburn's fall away over Houston.
Two very difficult shots by Mashburn, the Kentucky graduate, playing for a Kentucky graduate, Pat Riley, in front of a Kentucky broadcaster, Tom Hammond. How's Kentucky doing this year?
And against a Kentuckian in Allen Houston. I forgot that.
8 on the clock for Houston.
Mourning made a big mistake there. That wasn't necessarily going to go in. And it's going to be a goaltending call and the foul.
You know, Strickland was going to have a tough time with the guy that can put the ball on the floor. Didn't move his feet, and then Mourning went right up there and slapped it away. Three-point play attempt coming for Allen Houston.
The scouting report for the Knicks, the preparation on guarding Allen Houston. Force him to his right. Right now, he's able to go left every single time, and he has made the Heat pay.
He has 19 points, 8 in the quarter.
Tom, how does he get these scouting reports and the players don't get them? We got the report on Hardaway's head, him going to his left, and Charlie Ward is all over the place.
Some people are listening, Steve.
Sprewell rimmed out to Weatherspoon. I guess that's what he's doing when he disappears for 3 hours before every game.
Nothing like the locker room, Tom.
There's a foul on Thomas.
You know, I think Pat Riley's going to have to take a page from the pupil and call a 20-second timeout and go absolutely nuts to wake his guys back up, because they were energized, and since Van Gundy lost his cool, they have been in control of the emotions of the game. Kurt Thomas, he's got a lot of emotion.
He's got that emotion running right now. Tim Hardaway in the Heat, trailing by 2. And we'll take a timeout here. 3:26 on the clock, third quarter. The NBA on NBC.
Well, it rained.
A state of emergency has washed away roads.
For 3 straight days it rained.
Series of storms coming.
Then the levee broke.
A 4-foot wave washed through town, tore everything up.
Oh, a lot of people lost everything.
Everything they had. Another problem was we had all this water.
But you couldn't drink a drop of it. That's when the truck from Miller rolled up. I see it and I'm thinking beer.
Beer?
Beer?
But it was water.
They stopped bottling beer.
They stopped bottling beer and bottled water for us instead.
Miller, part of the Philip Morris family of companies, donated thousands of gallons of drinking water to disaster victims last year. For decades, Philip Morris has assisted communities in distress all around the world.
Actually, I could have used a beer right then. But that's another story.
Working to make a difference. The people of Philip Morris.
You have no idea what to get her for Valentine's Day, do you, buddy? Well, JCPenney does. White, gold, and diamond earrings and pendants, only $1.99 each, and the keepsake box is free. The Valentine's Day sale at JCPenney.
Tickets, $28.
Autographed baseball, $45. Real conversation with 11-year-old son, priceless. There are some things money can't buy. For everything else, there's MasterCard.
A pile of 100-year-old bricks might look like rubble to some. But I knew what they'd been through. Knew that you could hardly hurt them. And that bricks with a history like that was strong enough to stand again.
Ford F-Series Super Duty. Built Ford tough.
It's 1980, and everyone's checking out your rad new threads.
I didn't say you should dress like Evel Knievel.
And all new Freaks and Geeks, NBC Monday at 8, 7 Central.
Olympic boxing gold, a pathway to stardom. Ali, Foreman, Sugar Ray. Whose dreams will live on and whose will be shattered? The U.S. Olympic boxing trials next Saturday.
Lots of smiles. The New York faithful coming from 15 down to lead by 2. Defense has done it.
Well, their defense has done it, but the end result of making steals is really awareness. And if your team is aware where the ball is, where the man is, you have an opportunity to get into the passing lane and come up with the loose ball and make a steal to get in transition.
If you're getting stripped the way the Knicks have come up with 6 steals already tonight, you're getting stripped down low. That means you're not playing with your elbows out far enough. The Heat have to get a lot more physical. Jim Gray reporting from the timeout that Pat Riley wants his Heat to go to the hoop, but they settle for the perimeter jumper once again.
Mourning got his 3rd rebound, but then lost it. Alonzo Mourning's having a tough day.
But you got to look for Mourning to get in this game at some point, and the Heat have got to go back to him. They're almost going one-on-one with Mashburn and Hardaway and forgetting about Mourning.
Canby can't roll it through. Weatherspoon with a rebound. Alonzo had 2 rebounds in 5 minutes in the first quarter, none since. They jams that one home as he got free for his 7th point.
I mean, he is their money. And you look at the last time they were down big against Washington in the second half, it was the efforts of Alonzo Mourning, 23 points in the second half that got him the win.
Brought him from 17 down. Silly foul that time by Mourning as he bumped out in Houston after the ball was already gone.
But on the offensive end, Alonzo Mourning working patiently against that front, moving away from the basket to create more space. A same look overhead from above the rim. Alonzo Mourning easily able to deliver, but with a careless foul there. He's limited 4 fouls on Alonzo Mourning. His playing time has been so limited, he has not been able to put up the numbers.
Yeah, Riley's got to make a decision. It looks like he's going to Otis Thorpe as Houston gets the teaser to go in.
But watching Allen Houston move without the ball, the way this Knicks team has come together, building off last year's phenomenal playoff run where the team came together with a style and identity. Now everybody playing in sync.
Let's go to Jim Gray.
Tom Pat Riley a little perplexed, not angry, not upset, just looked over to Alonzo Mourning, shook his head and said, Alonzo, why would you do that? Tom?
Good question. 4 fouls for Alonzo. In 20 minutes, he has twice as many fouls as he does rebounds.
Great closeout defense, Sprewell.
Mashburn for 3. Slapped out. Carter wins the battle and then throws it off. Houston out of bounds. Miami will get it back.
But when you see Charlie Ward and Marcus Camby both diving for the ball, Pat Riley is saying to his guys, hey, we're not matching the intensity that Van Gundy has brought to life here in New York.
Now, you know, in the first game in which Miami won, Jeff Van Gundy felt, well, Miami wanted it more. They had a little residual pain from having lost in the playoffs, and they really came out trying to show they were the better team, and they have not played with the same energy since the first quarter. Turnover, Otis Thorpe in the Heat.
Thorpe just throws it out of bounds as Patrick Ewing has come back in for Camby.
The Knicks' rotations on defense have been fabulous today. That time it was Patrick Ewing who just closed out. It's been Sprewell, it's been Houston, Camby, Kurt Thomas. Literally everyone on the team finally coming alive. Sprewell was poked in the eye there.
But you beat rotating defenses by moving the ball. And you got to move it quicker than the defense can react.
Thomas can't hit. Carter leads the break. Not a good shot. Carter had it blocked by Thomas. Here's Sprewell.
2
all the giants in this game today. The big powers, Otis Thorpe, Spoon, Ewing. It's Charlie Ward getting the defensive rebound and just beautifully lobbing over the top of the dunk.
Carter, though, the rookie, had an ill-advised penetration, over-penetrated, out-of-control, bad shot, which led to the dunk. Here's Carter, open shot, a brick. Ewing the rebound.
Remember what I said about perimeter shots and how they break down, and that's all that's happening for the Heat, which is allowing the defense of New York to really dominate. Kurt Thomas pounds it through.
Pat Riley has not gone to timeouts very much today to try to stem the tide here as the Knicks are surging. The crowd is closing in here.
25 seconds, third quarter. Mashburn against Houston. Double team comes, leaving Weatherspoon open. Knocked it down. Clarence Weatherspoon, his 4th point. The lead is 4 with 15 seconds left.
Well, we're a long way from done with 12 minutes yet to play, and you're going to see the defense of the Miami Heat become more aggressive as we start the 4th quarter. But Sprewell trying to score with the last possession for New York.
Sprewell to Thomas. No good as the 3rd quarter comes to a close. New York into the quarter on a 17-8 run. Allen Houston had 10 in the quarter, has 21 in the game. And New York has come storming from behind to take the lead. At the end of 3, it's New York 67, Miami 63. We'll return to New York after these messages and a word from your local station. You're watching the NBA on NBC.
I got the feeling this storm wanted us gone. But that comes with the territory. We were scrambling to let the balloon break loose before everything else did. And we cut it a little close, but we had it covered.
Ford Ranger, built Ford tough.
It starts with a whisper.
And we're going to cover the whole area
Some
today.
heed the call, but it speaks to all of us. It's about our towns, our cities, our lives. It's about what we can do for tomorrow. It's about pitching in, giving back, and getting it done. And soon that whisper will become a chorus, and its voice will be heard. We will make a difference. Volunteer to improve your community.
The summit in Silicon Valley, coming to MSNBC.
How do you improve the all-new full-size V8 Toyota Tundra? Simple, just add a little more steel. Toyota Tundra, Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Now, during Toyota's National Truck Celebration, there are great values on Toyota trucks, including Tacoma and Tundra. Motor Trend Truck of the Year. Toyota's National Truck Celebration, now at your Toyota dealer.
This February, get to know the neighbors.
Jimmy the Tulip was a hitman.
The wise guy.
I've been following your career since I was a kid.
The fall guy.
This is Cynthia, Jimmy's wife.
I'm in love with her.
The big guy.
Aren't you gonna crowd for help?
Would it do any good?
No.
Bruce Willis.
Friends do not engage in sexual congress with each other's wives.
Matthew Perry.
You stud, you.
The whole 9 yards.
It's gonna be a dead stud.
Rated R. Starts Friday, February 18th.
Top strategies for getting in the game. Tonight at 11.
This copyrighted telecast of the National Basketball Association is intended solely for the entertainment of our audience. And any retransmission, reproduction, rebroadcast, or other dissemination or use of this telecast, or of the pictures, descriptions, or accounts of this game without the express written consent of the National Basketball Association is prohibited.
Tom Hammond, Bill Walton, Steve Jones, Jim Gray at the Garden, ready to start the 4th quarter. At one time, the Knicks trailed by 15. We start the 4th with them leading 67-63. Well, we talked about Alonzo Mourning and Patrick Ewing, teacher versus pupil, and so far advantage to the teacher. Another spectacular effort from Patrick Ewing. 17 points, 13 rebounds so far. And Mourning only 7 points and 2 boards. So back-to-back games, can Ewing produce? Well, so far, yes, he can.
Well, let's remember those games came with the day of rest.
Right. 2 days, Thursday night to Sunday afternoon. But the graph of the score by quarters, nice pick and roll, Brunson.
Patrick Ewing knocks it down. 19 for Patrick.
Brunson was born in Syracuse, grew up in Salem, Massachusetts, a northern suburb of Boston, a huge Celtic and Larry Bird fan. Now delivering for the Knicks, Celtics arch rivals.
Now Weatherspoon holding the ball, and that's going to help the Knicks defense. Tough shot.
Ewing's defense, though, intimidation.
Now here's a guy that's going to give the Miami Heat a chance to get back in the game. Rick Brunson. You put some pressure on him, he becomes tentative as a leader out on the floor.
Wait a second. The guy just runs a perfect pick and roll on one play, sets up Sprewell for a dynamic jumper, extends the lead to 8, and you're saying he's the reason Miami's going to get back in the game? He's the reason the Knicks lead is bulging, surging.
Mashburn's fall away. Jamal Mashburn's got it going. He has 17 points. The big three of the Knicks. Allen Houston, 21. Patrick Ewing, 19. Latrell Sprewell, 17 points. Scoring 57 of the Knicks' 71 points.
Look at the ball movement. The penetration by Brunson. That was Brunson, Steve. Went in, then kicked it out, and then Kurt Thomas easily finding Sprewell.
Well, let's see if Van Gundy continues to let him play. They get a tip ball as he reaches in.
Van Gundy pleading constantly for ball movement as Pat Riley looks on in dismay here. But when 3 guys touch the ball, you're going to get wide open shots, and Sprewell's really in the rhythm right now. Tim Hardaway has lost his rhythm. Only 4 points since halftime. Maybe fatigue a factor for Tim Hardaway.
Well, they're not defensively. They're not applying the pressure, and that's where they have to really get their game back up. And once they start squeezing and turn over Hardaway, they have a chance to get back in it.
Sprewell against Mourning. Alonzo blocked it.
Last year, Defensive Player of the Year. First block of the day, and a turnover once again, Miami.
Leonard throws a bad pass.
Houston screaming.
Brunson was listening to Jeff Van Gundy. He didn't see him.
Well, Brunson will learn quickly that you got to listen to the guys on the court when the game's in action.
Turnovers plaguing Miami.
No double team here.
Sprewell. And Mourning. Foul by Ewing. Patrick Ewing picking up the foul. That's his 3rd. And we've got a timeout with 9:22 left. New York leading 74-65, their biggest lead.
NBA 2-ball. That's NBA 2-ball. Take the shot.
This is our art. We sculpt in metal, paint in G-forces. You won't find our work in museums, for we are artists of the streets. Our art places form in harmony with function, moves body and soul. Cars are our passion. Engineering is our art. Acura.
Take him with nose down!
This is an emergency dispatch.
What is happening up there?
If we stick to daylight, we should be all right.
Stay in the light.
What do my eyes see?
Eclipse.
Rated R. Starts February 18th.
Beer man, Coors Light.
Coming up.
Allow me to say a few words in this beer's memory. He was so young, so full of carbonation.
Little bubbles.
Everyone loved this frost-brewed Coors Light. So let us send him off in a way that is dignified, respectable, and 100% recyclable.
Maybe I could console his family.
Coors Light.
The NBA on NBC is brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light, who reminds you the 3 most important words are, hey, beer man. By Acura. Experience the performance today at your local Acura dealer. And by the irresistible taste that makes you say, did somebody say McDonald's?
We've shimmied on into the fourth quarter with New York leading 74-65, and the battle between teacher and pupil.
Patrick Ewing has brought it all, put it absolutely on the line. Fadeaway jumpers, jump hooks, defense. That time he gets faced up in the air virtually on every defensive stop, making Alonzo Mourning work. But it has been Patrick Ewing playing high above the rim throughout the afternoon. Now, he's done it today, but with the makeup game in Charlotte tomorrow, that will put incredible pressure on Patrick Ewing to deliver once again in a back-to-back situation.
You still want to trade him for Juwan Howard?
I never wanted to do that. No. And he certainly doesn't want to do that. I asked him that before the game. He looked at me like I was crazy.
Here's a foul on Brunson. Miami had a mismatch. Brunson guarding Mashburn, and it results in the second foul on Brunson.
It's a big lineup the Knicks have out on the floor, and the Miami Heat have to have better ball movement, a little bit more quickness, and start getting the ball to the rim. Hardaway looking for Vashawn Leonard.
Here's Mourning against Ewing. Shoots over and way short, and then it bounces off Mourning's chest and out of bounds. It's been that kind of game for Alonzo.
But the whole play was started by the fine defense of Rick Brunson, who shut down Tim Hardaway. Then late in the shot clock, they had to go to Alonzo to bail him out. Unable to do it, the quick hands of Ewing.
Houston's pass sails by John Wallace and out of bounds. Alonzo Mourning, 3 of 10 shooting, 7 points and 3 rebounds. New York went a good part of the season with not much success against the elite teams of the NBA, but starting against Sacramento last week, continuing with Portland on Thursday, and today they've done quite well. Leonard misses the 3. Ewing now has 15 rebounds.
And don't forget when they beat Seattle about 10 days ago here at Madison Square Garden when Gary Payton got thrown out. A real test, if they can hold on and win, will be at Charlotte tomorrow night.
Brunson threw it right to Mashburn. And Mash got the roll. A homecoming for Jamal Mashburn, who went to high school at Cardinal Hayes in the Bronx and won the New York City Championship when he was a prepster.
Tom, I'm going to let my statement stand. We got 7:58 to go at the 7-point ball game. Jeff Van Gundy knows that he can't leave him out there too long. Charlie Ward going to the scores table. 9 on the clock for Ewing.
The lead has been extended with Rick Brunson in the game.
Partially blocked. Ewing shot. He wanted a foul, not there. Mourning beats him back down court and is pushed out of bounds. It'll be a New York foul.
Now, one of the things that Mourning did very, very well when they were running and scoring 105 points a game was beat the opposing center down the middle and a little push underneath. And Kurt Thomas is saying where he gets the foul and a new 24. Now they're going to give him 20 seconds on the shot clock. But if you're Pat Riley, you've got to figure out a way to get number 33 in black on the scoreboard. You can't let him continue to work that hard inside and not see the ball.
Well, the Knicks have done a fine job of denying those transition baskets, which usually Ewing gets 3 or 4 a game. One of the best running big men in the league.
Mashburn will shoot 2 free throws. They isolated Mashburn against Wallace, and he'll step to the line.
As Mashburn goes to this free throw attempts here, Alonzo Mourning was talking about the trade rumors that have swirled around the Heat. The Larry Hughes possible trade for Jamal Mashburn. And Mourning admitted that it was definitely a distraction that had bothered the team.
Coming up next, most of you will see a battle of flashy guards. Jason Williams of the Kings, Allen Iverson, the league's leading scorer of the 76ers. Some of you will see the world champion Spurs against the Utah Jazz. Game 2 of our NBA on NBC doubleheader coming up next. Well, this is Miami's first trip to the free throw line in over 20 minutes since late in the second quarter. Mashburn makes good on them, and the lead is 5.
Now Miami comes with a press, but they break it. Oh. Patrick Ewing almost broke his back.
He looked 37 on that one.
I can only dream about being 37 again, Tom.
Backdoor cut not there. Instead, Leonard. Shot no good. Offensive rebound by Carter for a moment. Then it's tapped right to Ewing. Here's Charlie Ward, who has replaced Brunson. Sprewell. Pushed out of the air by Leonard.
Wild play for New York that time. Van Gundy pleading for discipline and patience. Sprewell begging to get onto the free throw line.
P.J. Brown is returned on the high post, trying to get it to Mashburn. There's Charlie Ward with another steal. To Camby. He's fouled.
And a hard fall by Marcus Camby, who's holding his knee underneath the basket.
The Miami foul is on P.J. Brown. That's his fifth, team's first.
Brown with a hard foul.
It's been a terrible day for injuries for New York already. P.J. Brown, just a good play. Actually not that much contact, but when he landed awkwardly, trying to dodge the backboard stanchion. Ouch. Larry Johnson already out. Chris Childs already out. Van Gundy begging for a flagrant right here, but certainly not the case.
While they tend to Marcus Camby, we'll take a break. New York leads by 5.
A bear fell down the hill. What will I do? Mom, what's this word?
Sound it out.
Mountain.
That's right.
At last, the bear made it to the top.
You just read that whole book. Let's celebrate.
Okay.
All right. Here you are. Thank you.
Happy meal. Happy meal, please.
I know you've all heard the testimonials and you're saying, yes, Gene, by unleashing the power of visualization, I can change my life. But what, Gene? What can I visualize to become a leader? A giant among my peers, while achieving a sense of inner calm. Close your eyes and picture yourself as this.
The Accord from Honda. It's one powerful car.
Miss Blaine, on 30 October, you were observed handing out these suspicious-looking little discs.
Those discs you refer to bestow freedom on all who possess them.
What you call freedom, I call license. A license to go willy-nilly all over the internet without paying a cent.
Well, shouldn't that be a right? Shouldn't the internet be free to us, our children, and to all people? Net Zero believes it should.
He gets it out deep, and Havlicek steals it.
There's a place where Havlicek steals the ball. Dr. J still makes house calls. And where the only thing better than reliving a great memory...
The Spurs win their first NBA championship.
...is creating a new one. One world. One game. One restaurant. NBA City, Orlando, Florida.
Next Saturday, the Winter Gravity Games come to NBC. Snowboarders and skiers break all the rules in the treacherous Big Mountain competition, plus the wild thrills of border cross and more. The first ever Winter Gravity Games. Coverage begins next Saturday at 4 Eastern on NBC.
We're back at Madison Square Garden. Here is Marcus Camby going under, and a flagrant foul has been called. Flagrant foul has been called, but it was more an awkward fall than it was the flagrant foul.
And because of the flagrant foul, is Chris Childs there on the left of your screen in the brown suit, already out with Achilles tendonitis, over there to help his good second team member friend, Dr. Scott, helping Marcus Camby off the court.
That was a few moments ago, and then
the flagrant foul was called. I think a mistaken call. But now, because Camby cannot shoot the free throws, Pat Riley is able to pick someone off the bench. Most likely, he'll pick Chris Dudley.
Let me guess.
Chris Dudley, who's always ready to play, even though Chris was up at the Yale-Princeton game last night.
Chris Dudley is a 38% free throw shooter this year, career 46. The worst free throw shooter in NBA history. Are you surprised that Pat picked him? It's like Mario Mendoza pitch hitting.
Just get up there and bank these in if you're Chris Dudley here. Just missed.
It's not easy to come in cold and shoot a free throw, especially when you haven't played in several games.
It's not easy to come in when you're warm with that form.
But he was inspired by Yale's big victory over Princeton last night. Gets the second one, found his rhythm. Time to start calling plays for Chris Dudley.
On the flagrant foul call, New York will get the ball, leading 75-69.
That's a tough call against the Heat. Hugh Evans came over and told us they saw that they thought there was a push, and that was the reason for the flagrant, but really it was just the awkward landing on a quick exchange from Marcus Camby.
I did not see a push in the back, just good hard defense by P.J. Brown and Anthony Carter.
Ewing. Somehow that went in. Patrick Ewing, 21 points.
They've got to leave Dudley in there. They've got Kurt Thomas waiting at the scorer's table, but
well, they're running out of bodies because Camby can't come back. They've already lost Larry Johnson. Chris Childs didn't even suit up.
The Miami Heat have got to get Orning in the ball game. They've got to start looking to him to score some points inside and out.
Yeah, but not out there, would you think? I don't imagine that's what Pat had in mind for Morning to shoot an 18-footer.
They're going to roll Ewing into the low post, have him set a cross screen and clear out for Sprewell.
Sprewell is fouled.
Mashburn.
Sprewell has been on an incredible tear at the free throw line. When he gets there, it's virtually automatic at this point. And they're going to take Chris Dudley out. He comes in, he makes the free throw. To the bench, Chris Dudley, to the roar of the crowd. Tough foul there on Mashburn.
Mashburn got himself in trouble on the play, though, because he opened up the baseline, and with the quick first step, Sprewell beats him there. You're going to play down on the wing. You've got to turn the guy toward the middle if you're going to get any help against a quick player like Sprewell.
Next Saturday, 4 Eastern, the inaugural Winter Gravity Games. Best of the big mountain competition, snowboarders and skiers be skiing down 50-degree-plus slopes on California's Mammoth Mountain. The Winter Gravity Games next Saturday, 4 Eastern on NBC.
Mammoth Mountain, one of the great recreation spots in the world, both summer and winter. Anytime you can get there, the quality of your life skyrockets.
Preceding was a paid announcement.
And be sure and go to Hot Creek, just off Highway 395.
Ewing with a rejection.
But, you know, they got a good penetration, but Ewing has been reacting defensively very well the entire afternoon. Slaps that one away. 11 on the clock. Mashburn is the only guy to score in black for the Miami Heat in the quarter.
Leonard was right to the rim for the reverse, missed it, and on the other end, Sprewell scores a 4-point turnaround that sends the Knicks up 81-69. Great balanced scoring for New York. Sprewell at 24, Houston 21, Ewing 21, and the Knicks lead it 81-69.
Michelob Light has a smooth, satisfying taste you won't find in an ordinary light beer. Beer or Michelob Light?
Select road. Validating tires.
With BF Goodrich tires, it's any road you choose. BF Goodrich tires, take control.
Friday.
If you don't like paradise, where else is there to go?
Discover the secret. Come on, take it. Of the beach.
We all just need to adapt to our circumstances.
Critics are calling the beach seductive.
Would you like to come to the beach with me?
A gripping adventure.
You stop them when they land, okay?
A journey to the unexpected. The Beach, rated R. Friday only in theaters.
Don't make this mistake on Valentine's Day. It's so 20th century.
Give them Flues instead. Online gift currency. It's like money. You send it by email. They spend it at the web's best stores, over 60 to choose from. Flues, just what you wish for. Duh.
Hey! Do you know what time it is? Please, people are trying to sleep down there.
Please. Let nothing stand in your way. The four-wheel drive Passport from Honda.
The Kings, the 76ers. Last week, Jason Williams wowed the house in his New York debut. Now, one of the NBA's greatest showmen is set for a showdown with the Sixers. And the NBA's leading scorer, Allen Iverson, has two of the brightest young stars in the game today square off. The NBA on NBC next.
Welcome back to the Garden, where New York has blown it open, leading Miami 81-69. It's been a rough day for Marcus Camby. Came off the New York bench first half and took a shot to the nose. Had to go out of the game until they could stop the bleeding. Then he returned, and here in the second half, falling awkwardly as he was fouled, going in for a layup, limp from the court. And for more on his condition, let's go to Jim Gray.
All right, Tom, he's been taken to Beth Israel Hospital with a severely sprained right knee. He will have x-rays and an MRI. He now joins Larry Johnson at Beth Israel Hospital, who's getting an MRI right now on his left foot. They have no conclusions on either of them. And if we have some further information before we leave the air, we will get it to you, and Showtime will follow throughout the day. Tom?
All right, thank you, Jim. So Larry Johnson and Marcus Camby at the same hospital, and Jeff Van Gundy is getting low on players. Mourning for the three-point opportunity.
Out of the timeout, finally top flight execution for the Miami Heat. The three-point play is good, but with Charlie Ward leading the way here, Charlie Ward's got 5 points, a career-high 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 rebounds.
6 steals.
6 steals, excuse me. So even though he hasn't been in the leading scorers, he has had a huge impact on this game, Charlie Ward.
Yeah, well, Riley got into his guys defensively. They're trying to pick it up now and make the Knicks a perimeter team. Ward.
Charlie Ward now with 8 points to go with 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 6 steals. Having a great game.
And again, the ball movement. The team building off the chemistry that came alive last year in the spring. The confidence, the closeout defense. Wild shot, Mashburn.
Mashburn misses the three.
Well, remember all of the three-point shots that went early. They have not fallen here late, and that's gotten them in trouble.
So Tim Hardaway has not scored in the last 16 minutes of action. He had 21 points in the first 28 minutes, going 9 for 10. He's 0 for 4 since then, Tim Hardaway.
5 to shoot. Houston got it off. Rebounded by Mourning. Well, one of you predicted that the shots would quit falling. Which one was it?
Hardaway on the drive. I said early in the ball game that the perimeter shots that the Heat were making, they would miss those as we take a look at games in the ticker.
Pat Riley signaling for the 20-second timeout. 3:40 left here. It's 84-72. Coming up on NBC.
NBC tonight. Nicolas Cage and John Travolta. To change places, they'd have to change faces. The network television premiere of Face Off. NBC tonight.
And don't forget the second half of our NBA on NBC doubleheader coming up next.
There's no question, Tom Hammond, that in this ball game, Jeff Van Gundy got one on Pat Riley when he called that 20-second timeout and lit a fire under the Knicks because they had changed the tempo and the tenor of the ball game since that particular moment, and Miami has been on their heels. And Riley has been surprisingly calm this entire ball game, just letting it play out.
Pat Riley has been there down this road with this team before. 5th year now for Riley with the Heat. And the Heat, admittedly, by Pat Riley's own admission, are not playing at the top of their game right now. If they can just weather this storm, the Heat, try to find a rhythm. Oh, beautiful.
Mourning got a piece of it, and it went down anyway for Charlie Ward, who's in double figures. He has a double-double, 10 points and a career-high 11 rebounds.
Latrell Sprewell, you get that kind of ball movement. Van Gundy has marveled at it all year. A beautiful runner by Hardaway along the baseline.
And there you saw how the three-point game, which was so hot for Miami, has deserted them. Thomas penetrates, Ewing scores.
But look how easily they're getting the ball in the high percentage area, and that's made all the difference. They're getting up the floor quicker, they're finding the open man, and they're delivering shots from 8 feet and in.
P.J. Brown from outside.
Kurt Thomas playing an inspired ball game this afternoon for Jeff Van Gundy. Possibly inspired Kurt Thomas by the presence of Dave DeBusschere. Who's front court here at Madison Square Garden.
What about Patrick Ewing? Is he sending a statement? Boy, they were all over his case. He played only 19 minutes on Tuesday night against Orlando, had a horrible game, came back with a superb effort against Portland, and again today.
Kurt Thomas standing in, putting his money to Dave DeBusschere.
But I want to know is
Hall of Fame, top 50 of all time. DeBusschere got his number retired here at Madison Square Garden. Part of the championship teams, inspiring Kurt Thomas.
Wasn't the coach?
The coach had something to do with it.
Because I don't even think Kurt Thomas knew that DeBusschere was here.
Oh, no. Kurt Thomas, a serious student of the history of basketball.
Timeout, Miami.
2:20 left as the Heat call the timeout. They trail New York 90-77 thanks to some inspirational play.
The subject of much criticism earlier in the week has responded magnificently with jumpers, dunks, rebounds, block shots, moving. An inspirational performance by Patrick Ewing as he brought the crowd to its feet as the Knicks try to close in on Miami in the loss column. If they win this game and hold on, they will have 23 in the game. And Riley, knowing the importance of getting to that Philadelphia-Sacramento game, is not going to foul here.
Ewing with 25, Sprewell 24, Houston 25.
Charlie Ward knocking it away again. Player of the game.
Has had 7 steals. To go with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists. And the fans on their feet applauding a come-from-behind effort by the New York Knicks, who were once down by 15.
Oh, I guess the referees know they had to get to Sacramento, Philadelphia as well.
Not so soon. We're going to have an interview as soon as the game is over. As Thorpe misses the 3 at the buzzer. And the Knicks even the season series with Miami at 1 win apiece. Final score 94-80. Back to Madison Square Garden with an interview in just a moment.